G'day, have I got a story for you? Check the disclaimer. Season 1, Episode 64, Consequences. This episode was written and narrated by Laura Reily Truth.
Ha! No one suspected a thing. I got the job so easily and everyone thinks I am an ex-motorsport mechanic. I am a good mechanic and I did study up on the subject. I can bluff my way through any conversation now. That's my income sorted, now to find a place. There are a lot of houses for sale here. That's why I chose this area. I'll find myself a payphone. I need to book some house viewings, and I'd like them to be soon. I don't really want to sleep in my car again. I pull out the newspaper and start calling. I recline in my seat and put my feet up. I have finally finished unpacking everything and have a few items of furniture now. A bed, a comfortable seat, a table. I definitely won't be inviting anyone over. Don't know anyone anyway. I let my eyes close and feel Bree in the room. It's all mine, I say with a smile.
I am very glad you have a house, Claude.
I can tell by her tone. She does not approve of something. She hasn't really approved of much recently. I scoff. What is it? Opening my eyes to see her figure sitting cross-legged on the floor. She tips her head to the side and raises her eyebrows.
The truth always comes out in the end, Claude. These people will not be fooled forever.
I wave my hand dismissively. They are eaten out of the palm of my hand, I say, pointlessly trying to hide how pleased I am.
You have a lot less power than you think, Claude,
she says. How would you know? I retort.
The same way you do,
she says, matter-of-factly. Maybe she's right. Maybe they are just being polite. Maybe all the questions aren't interest, but rather tests to see if I know the answers. I do bluff my way through a lot and avoid questions when asked. I have no proof of anything that I say. I fold my arms over my chest. I just have to make sure I know everything. She stands up as though she's about to walk away and says with disappointment in her voice,
I thought you weren't going to do that anymore.
How dare she? I stand and say, I do whatever I want to do. I don't have to listen to you or be who you want me to be. I can make my own choices. She quickly appears directly in front of me, looking much more real than she ever has, and says with an authoritative tone,
It is who you want to be. It is a decision you made. You set the standard for yourself. You asked me to remind you, to hold you to your choice. I am doing what you asked of me, and I will continue to do so. Whether you yell at me, whether you break your own rules, whether you change your mind, I will be a friend to you and keep my word.
Her eyes, looking right into mine as she speaks, appears to have left me speechless. She seems like she is physically right in front of me, like I could reach out and touch her. I blink a few times, and realization dawns on me. I manage to stutter out. I know you don't approve of my choices. I know I'm breaking my own rules. But I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Bree nods her head once and sits back down on the floor, her visage looking more translucent now. I can't think of anything else to say to her right now, because I can't go back. I've dug my own grave, and now I have to lie in it. Oh, stupid table! I yell as I give it a swift kick. Ah, dang it! First I whack my shin, then I mess up my toe.
Would you please stop pacing before you walk into something else?
Bree says, sounding concerned. I stop in the middle of my lounge room and face her. What am I going to do? I say, distressed. I don't have any proof. I don't have any contracts. They are going to sack me. I've really messed up, Bree. I look at the floor and begin pacing again, but slower this time, waiting to hear her tell me I told you so. But she doesn't. She says in a calm voice,
You are going to stop pacing. You are going to sit down and you are going to do the right thing.
I stop and look at her. I shouldn't be surprised by what she's saying. I know what she is like. I probably expected to hear I told you so because it's what I would have said. She gestures to my seat and I sit down, burying my face in my hands. I feel her gaze on me, but she says nothing more. I peek out from behind my fingers and sigh. I can't. I'll be putting myself right in the thick of it. I'll be fired, kicked out and put in a cell for years. She comes close and kneels in front of me, looking at my face with an expression I can't identify. She does bring me comfort. Again, it is not what I was expecting, but I should have known better.
Whatever the consequences may be, you know it is the right thing to do. The outcome is always better when you are honest.
I shake my head. I stole thousands, Bree. I'm earmarked to be locked up for sure. She nods.
You could be wrong. You could repay all you have stolen and apologize. They are reasonable people. You do not know what will happen. But the truth is always best, Claude. You know this, even if you do end up in prison.
So I escaped from a prison only to end up in another one? I complain. What kind of life is that? She says,
Is it not the life you have brought upon yourself, Claude?
Bree never sugarcoats things with me. Usually, I appreciate this, but today, it feels like a slap in the face. I lean back in my seat and rub my brow. I guess I know what I have to do. My alarm sounds. I turn it off fast and look around my dimly lit room. I don't see her, and I can't feel her presence. I sit up and flip my legs over the side of the bed. It's time. I stretch and get myself showered and dressed, probably for the last time in my house. I didn't get to finish furnishing it. I barely even lived here. I wonder what will happen with it now. I feel the cold water on my hands and remember pictures of people screaming. I finally look up and I stare at my disheveled, unshaven face in the mirror and see that sinister smile. Am I laughing? Why am I laughing? I don't know. I turn away confused. I walk around my barren house, looking at everything I will likely never see again. This reminds me of the last house I left for good. Is it to be my life that every place I leave just like this? Because of guilt? Because of shame? I leave the sealed envelope on the kitchen bench and collect the small amount of personal items I will take with me. Won't need much where I'm going. I walk out to the drive and lock up my house for the final time. I slip my key into the mailbox and close my eyes, taking a deep breath. This is it. I get in my car and wonder if this will be the last time I drive her. Looking out the window as I turn her over, I realise no one will miss me this time. I have no significant relationships. I have no one who truly cares about me. I find my thoughts settling on memories of Emil and feel an ache in my chest I have never felt before. He would be so disappointed in me. He has taken the path to redemption, and I have taken the path to what? Humiliation. I have failed.
Failure is unacceptable. 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 Failure is unacceptable.
As I drive away from another home, a part of me wishes I could just talk to Emil right now. In spite of what I have done, I just want to see my friend. Someone who cares. Even Pete would be a sight for sore eyes at this point. I shake my head. These memories are getting me nowhere. I turn up the radio and try to drown out my thoughts. I can feel tears welling up in my eyes, but I will not abide them this time. I blink them away and say out loud to myself, I do not cry, I do not care, and I do not fail. My foot presses down on the accelerator as I hear her voice.
Where are we going, Claude?
Bree, you should not have come, I say, irritated.
I come when you need me, Claude.
She says, sounding confused, as though I should have expected her. I see the building on the side of the road and slow ready to pull in there. I don't need you, Bree. I don't need anyone.
You're running away,
she says, matter-of-factly.
This will only make things worse, Claude.
I shrug my shoulders as I turn off my car and face her. Nothing can be worse than this. I am a failure.
Failure is unacceptable.
I might as well accept it.
Failure is unacceptable. Failure is unacceptable. Failure is unacceptable.
Who cares what I do now? We both know where I will end up. Time to go out with a blast. I grin at her. The expression on her face causes me to look at my own reflection. There he is, that sinister, grinning, laughing man I remember. She looks me in my eyes and leans in. I try not to lean back, but I fail.
Failure is unacceptable.
Why is she not afraid of me?
Failure is unacceptable.
You do not want to do this. You know exactly who you want to be, Claude. And you know this man, she gestures to my reflection, is not him, is not you. I shrug my shoulders in an attempt to appear like I could not care less what she says. But I do care. I care more than I would like. But I am a failure.
Failure is unacceptable.
I can't go back now.
Failure is unacceptable. Failure is unacceptable. Failure is unacceptable. Failure is unacceptable.
I turn to exit my car and say to her, don't follow me, Bree. I try to sound confident, but it comes out sad. And I know she won't leave me. I don't really want her to go, but I don't want her watching me as I hit rock bottom. The pub is loud, hot, and crowded. It stinks of grog. This pub lives up to its reputation. I sit on one of the few empty stools at the bar and order a drink. The bar is sticky and the music too loud. So many voices talking at once. How I would love to shut them all up. I see the figure of Bree sitting on the bar top across from me and turn to face away from her. I watch the room, sipping my drink. I see her, slight, blonde, drunk, whispering in the ears of many men. Now I just wait. Pictures rotate in my mind. gripping her by her hair and dragging her quickly across the floor. I would love to hear her scream. I see her walk unsteadily towards the bathroom. I can feel myself grin. The expression is difficult to hide. I begin to follow her, looking back quickly. I can't see Bree on the bar top. Where is she? Did she leave? I reach the bathroom door and check to ensure no one will see me enter. As I turn back to slip inside, Bree's face is directly in front of mine.
Sit back down,
she says. I ignore her and step right through her to enter the room. Bree remains right in front of me as I move, looking under all the stalls to ensure only the target is in here as I barricade the door.
You do not want to do this, Claude.
I am careful not to speak to her out loud, as I don't want to be heard just yet, and I do not know how much sound the loud music will obscure. Bree stays directly in front of me as I hide in the empty stall, forcing my view to be obscured, forcing me to face her.
This is not who you want to be,
she says. I force myself to grin at her. She will see much more than she bargained for tonight. I have made my choice, and she cannot change my mind. I want this, and I will have it. I am no failure.
Failure is unacceptable. Failure.
I hear my target exit and give her a few seconds before I burst out of the stall and reach for her hair. Then I hear it.
Left.
I look confused at Bree as my target calmly steps to her left, not even bothering to face me. I reach to grab her again.
Down.
Bree is directing her. My target ducks to the floor.
Left, left,
she says. I quickly reach left, anticipating her movement, but she moved to the right instead. Shut up, Bree! I scream in her face.
No,
she says calmly. My target stands upright facing me, with not a shred of fear on her face. I swing my fist fast and hard towards her face as she slips to the side, apparently no longer needing Bree's direction when she can see me.
Stop, Claude,
Bree says. No! I scream as my fist slams into the tiled wall. I feel my knuckles crunch and scream out in pain. My target removes my barricade from the door as I nurse my broken hand.
Please, Claude, just stop.
I kick towards my target hard. The door swings open and I connect with it instead, falling back and landing on the floor, my foot shooting sharp pain up my leg. I suddenly realize my surroundings. There is no longer loud music, but sirens blaring. There is no longer heaps of chatter, just the sound of police officers telling people they are under arrest. This cannot be real. Then I hear him.
Are you okay, miss? Are you okay, miss?
I open my eyes to see Emil addressing my target and another officer incapacitating me. Though I think I did a good job of that myself.
I am all right. He doesn't have very good aim.
My target responds as Emil leads her out of the room. I know her voice. I think I hear her agree to give a statement. Not that it's needed. They all saw me. I am forced into a sitting position as the officer informs me that I'm under arrest. I don't struggle as he cuffs my hands. I don't argue. I know what I have to do now. Emil enters the room and looks at my foot.
Think you can walk, buddy?
He asks. I hold back tears hearing him call me buddy, even after everything I've done. I shrug and say, I'll manage. I brought this situation on myself. I deserve whatever pain comes. As Emil helps me to my feet, I feel no pain. Not in my foot, not in my hand.
You still need to walk carefully. You are injured. You just cannot feel it right now,
she says. holding back more tears, I nod, knowing she has taken the pain for me. As Emil leads me to the car, he informs me of what is going to happen. I tell him I will admit to everything. I have to. I need to. I cannot do this anymore. Maybe a cell is where I belong.
Everything is going to be okay, buddy,
He says. Emil is so kind to me. After everything I have done, after all my failures, I do not deserve his kindness. I do not deserve anyone's kindness. I look at the dirty walls of the room. One bright light shining above me. The officer across from me looks dumbfounded. I say, "That's everything." The cop says nothing for a moment and then says,
You understand what is going to happen now?
I nod. I have just admitted to everything I was accused of, and other crimes they were unaware of. Everything I could think of.
All right.
He says,
Someone will be in to return you to the cell. Sit tight.
Bree is smiling at me.
I am so proud of you.
She says.
You have some guts.
I shake my head slightly as the officer leaves the room. You shouldn't be, I reply. I have just done what I should have done,
That is true.
she says.
But a great many people never do what they should do.
Guess I'll be dealing with the consequences now, I say, just as Emil walks in.
How you feeling?
He asks, sounding despondent. Actually, I say, like a massive weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Emil looks a little surprised and smiles. I feel better than I have in I don't know how long,
Glad to hear it.
he says, slightly confused.
You know where you're going, right?
I nod my head and observe. Good can be done from anywhere. As Emil returns me to my cell, I rest my head against the wall, letting my eyes close. I hear it.
You did such a good job, Claude.
I smile, relaxed for the first time in I don't know how long, and let myself drift to sleep.
I notice how dark it is tonight as I walk towards the prison. I wonder how many times I've done this over the past few months. I head quickly over to the new surveillance room. This is the third time this week. The new cameras will only be here another 10 days, and then they'll be tested elsewhere. The guards let me through each locked gate without bothering to check on me. They all know each other now. I was contemplating changing my vocation to be a guard, so I could watch over my friend and maybe make his life better somehow. I soon found out that I wouldn't even be considered for a job here. Apparently, conflict of interest. I get along better with the guards than other cops. My guard buddy waves me over and I sit down next to him, wondering what he's going to show me this time. He doesn't say a word, but instead points to the board. I'm looking at a picture taken by the new prototype camera that automatically takes a photo when it somehow detects movement in the dark. Apparently, this photo was brought back with other photos about an hour ago. They are all odd-looking photos, taken with a night vision flash that apparently looks red. They have to try to get a photo of each prisoner in that row of cells, and this is the one they're thinking of for Claude's photo. I am looking at a picture of Claude with his hands tightly closed, covering his ears. The slight blur of his hands tells me that, well, his hands were moving at the time. The guard and I decide that I will accompany him
on his rounds again. I've done that many times before. Oh, I can hear Claude screaming from here. As soon as the gate is open, I make haste to Claude's cell. His hands are no longer covering his ears. They are moving, though, and still curled into fists. I am careful to stand aside, so if the camera takes a photo, I will not be in it. It takes a while to reset after each photo, but I'm not sure how long. The guard rushes off, grabbing photos from a few of the cameras as he goes. We've discussed these photos, my guard friends and I, and apparently they are planning to release cameras like this to the public in about 7 years. Without the night vision flash, of course, and automatic movement detector. I wouldn't mind one of those. Taking instant photos could come in handy. Claude is still screaming. Oh, should I wake him up? Sometimes when woken, he can't get back to sleep, but other times he just won't wake up. And I have inadvertently woken other prisoners. How some of them can sleep through all that screaming, I just don't know. Eventually Claude's hands drop, and he is still, except his mouth, he is still screaming. His whole body suddenly shakes, making his bed squeak. Then his hands start moving again. His hands go up towards his head. What is he doing now? Is he trying to pull his hair out? I suppose he still has his hair in his dreams. Actually, this looks more like a nightmare. Still asleep, he rolls onto his side. I watch him wriggle until his back is on the wall. A good thing, too. If he had turned the other way, he would have fallen off the edge of the bed by now. He'd be on the concrete floor. He seems to be gulping air between screams. Then I hear him say,
"You're just like me now."
Then
Are you gonna stay here?
the screaming starts again and gets louder and louder. And I wonder if I call out to him, will he wake up? Probably not. His finger touches his lips. His mouth closes. All is silent. I quietly say, "Claude, are you all right, buddy?" I hear him repeat,
Are you gonna stay here?
"Is he speaking to me? Or is he still asleep?" In the silence, I hear someone in a cell further down mutter,
It's about time. Maybe now I can get some sleep.
I hear someone else grunt in response. Claude's hands reach out and then cover his face. He is still asleep, I can tell from his breathing. I hear him say,
I am so sorry.
This is so sad. I am all he has. But how can I help him when he is stuck in here?
I look at the young crim sitting across from me. He is looking at me with skepticism in his face, a look I have become used to locked up in here. I repeat, you can have it if you like, mate, holding my apple out towards him. Bree says,
Maybe try offering a trade instead?
I smile. I tell you what, I'll take your toast and you take my apple. What'd you say? The young bloke grins and swaps eagerly. Yes, he really does have a thing for fruit. We eat in contented silence, but only briefly, as both our cellmates join the table and talk over the top of each other about the day ahead. Time is soon up, and we all head to get our assigned work done.
That was a big deal, Claude.
She whispers, excitedly, as though someone might hear her. I say quietly, I know. You're right. He reminds me of me. Bree whispers.
But now he has you to help him.
I stop where there is no one to hear me and say, I really am going to help someone. I am finally doing what I'm meant to do. I see her face smile at me, and I exhale a big breath. Here we go.
Thank you so much for joining us for a cuppa. We appreciate your company.